Love isn't a lottery ticket you scratch off and pray for a win. It's not a fairy tale spun by poets or a romantic comedy with a neat little bow. It's a battlefield, raw, messy, and unforgiving, where most men bleed out because they don't know the rules. You've felt the sting of rejection, the gut punch of being just friends, the slow bleed of a woman slipping away. You thought it was bad luck, a cruel twist of fate. But what if you were wrong, and it wasn't about luck or fate at all? Take it from me. As the founder of Shogun Method, I've seen it all. Believe me, there's method behind the apparent madness of the female mind. A woman's behavior might seem completely haphazard, but beneath the emotional chaos lies a hidden pattern. We're talking about how a woman falls in love with a man in a predictable pattern of 4 specific stages, from intrigue to emotional enslavement. This isn't about pickup lines or fleeting seduction. It's about mastering her mind and heart with precision. Stick with me, and you'll learn about the 4 stages of love in a relationship, or what we know in Shogun Method as the protocol of emotional enslavement. 99% of guys don't know about this protocol, and that's why they crash and burn spectacularly with women. If you're here, chances are you're unfamiliar with these 4 stages, but it's not your fault. But it's now your responsibility to learn this knowledge, because it holds the key to your eventual success in sex and relationships. Keep watching, because by the end of this video, you'll hold the keys to any woman's devotion for a lifetime. If you're ready to stop guessing and start winning, let's rip the veil off love's dirty little secret and see the truth. To start, let's ponder how life seems to be totally random and unpredictable sometimes. One day you're on top, the next you're hitting rock bottom. So, I'm not surprised if you think that love, like life, is a game of chance in a sea of uncertainty. Let me change your mind with a real-life case study. Meet Mark, a 30-something who's been ghosted more times than he can count, friend-zoned by women he'd die for, and cheated on by the one he thought was the one. He's tried it all, swiping right on dating apps, playing the nice guy, and spouting pickup artist scripts in bars. Nothing sticks. Drowning in rejection and failure, he once quipped, "I'm just unlucky. One day Lady Luck will smile my way." To someone like Mark, love is nothing but a roll of the dice. But that's pure cope, because the truth is this: love is not random. It's a rigged game with a pattern most men never see. Think of it like those dots on a screen, scattered at first, chaotic, unpredictable. Feed them through a system, and they collapse into a pattern. And that's what Mark didn't get. He once walked up to a girl at a party and told her confidently, "You must be tired because you've been running through my mind all night." Unimpressed, the girl stared at him coldly. He broke the rules, and he didn't even know it. I couldn't blame him because he didn't even know what the rules were. The reality is that there's a fixed roadmap to a woman's heart, a code to crack a woman's unpredictability. Miss it, and you're doomed to lose her, to rejection, to another guy, to her own whims. Understand it, and you control the outcome. I taught Mark how to uncover the 4 stages of love in a relationship, stages that turn uncertain chaos into a predictable victory. It's now your turn to learn this precious knowledge. We call the first stage intrigue, the capture of her mind. Now here's Shogun Method 101 for you. Love doesn't start with a kiss or a date. It starts with intrigue, the spark that makes her notice you in a world screaming for her attention. It's not about your jawline or your wallet. It's about planting a seed of curiosity she can't ignore. Our friend Mark learned this the hard way. At a coffee shop, he spotted Sarah, walked over to her and said, "Can I buy you a drink?" She barely looked up. Remembering what I taught him, he switched tactics. "You look like someone with a secret. What's yours?" he said, leaning in just enough. She paused, smirked, and answered, "Maybe I'm a spy." Boom, she's hooked. In Shogun Method, we call that an intrigue ping. It's the opening shot, a subtle jab at her curiosity. As you'll learn, women are wired for novelty. If you give her the same tired lines, you're invisible. That's the mistake 9 out of 10 men make. They're boring and predictable as hell. Mark used to rush in, all friendly and flirty, and then wonder why they bolted. At that time, he didn't understand the crucial point that intrigue is the ultimate gatekeeper. Without it, you're locked out. Intrigue pings are a vast Shogun Method topic, but here's something quick to try. Next time you hit on a woman, ditch the compliments. Ask something open-ended, a little mysterious, tied to the moment. At a bar, what's the one drink here you'd never order, and why? At a park, what's the strangest thing you've ever seen someone do out here? Keep it low-key, watch her light up. Most guys jump the gun, and that's why they crash and burn so spectacularly. Intrigue isn't optional. It's step one. Once you've intrigued her, what do? The second stage is rapport, or the building of trust. Intrigue opens the door. Rapport gets you inside. It's where she lowers her guard, feels safe enough to let you in. Not as a buddy, but as a man, a sexual partner. Mark took Sarah's smirk and ran with it. A spy? Wonderful. Where'd you last go undercover? She laughed, mentioned a trip to Italy, and he shared a chaotic story about getting lost in Rome. They swapped tales, found common ground. She loves adventure, and he's been around. She relaxed, opened up. He's not a stranger anymore. Rapport builds trust, but it's a bridge, not a destination. Ask questions that dig into her world. For example, ask her, what's a place you'd drop everything to visit? And mirror her vibe. Share a short story, keep it real, then move on. Mark could have stayed there, cracking jokes, being her travel buddy. But as any shogun will tell you, that's a big mistake. Linger too long, and she'll friend zone you faster than you can say, nice guy. So, here's the thing to remember about the rapport stage. It should be the shortest of the 4 stages because it's rife with danger. You don't want to build so much rapport that she begins to see you as a friend. You want to bang her, not be her girlfriend. Therefore, it's important to escalate quickly once you've built the minimal amount of rapport for the next stage. The third stage of love in a relationship. The third stage is attraction, or the ignition of sexual desire. Attraction is where the fire catches, an emotional and sexual pull that makes her crave you, not just tolerate you. It's love's ignition point. With Sarah's trust secured, Mark turned up the heat. Over coffee, he leaned in and said, "Sometimes you meet a man and can't help but feel a spark you didn't expect." His voice was steady, eyes locked on hers. She blushed, looked away, then back. Her pulse quickened. That's a classic Shogun Method implanted command, a hypnotic nudge planting desire in her subconscious. She's falling, and she doesn't even know why. Women don't fall for charm alone. Emotional depth is 100% essential. The attraction stage is where you forge that bond and escalate things from platonic rapport to sexual desire. Now, here's an implanted command to try. Slip in a line like, "You might wonder how close you could feel to someone new." She'll always respond well if you keep it smooth and natural, not rehearsed. Again, like rapport, the attraction stage is rife with danger, especially the danger of overstaying. Attraction is a fading emotion. It never lasts for long, and that's why relationships fail. Guys never keep the fire burning. So here's the important thing to remember. Linger too long in the attraction stage, and she's guaranteed to drift. Mark saw it once. A girl he charmed for weeks went cold, chasing a guy who knew better. Like rapport, attraction's a stepping stone. Build it, then lock it in. If you don't, she's gone. With enough attraction, you must escalate to the 4th and final stage in the 4 stages of love. And the final stage is emotional enslavement, or the securing of her devotion. Outsiders hate us for using the word enslavement, but they totally miss the point. In Shogun Method theory, enslavement isn't about coercion, physical or mental. Instead, it's emotional dependency that goes both ways. It's the end game, the final stage that seals her devotion to you and yours to her. With emotional enslavement in mind, Mark took Sarah deeper. He used the Black Rose sequence on her and hypnotized her into adopting a new persona, giving her a new name. Over weeks, he subtly and steadily reinforced this persona. Soon, he became her entire world. She'd cancel plans with friends and family to be with him. She's hooked and tethered to Mark as the loyal and obedient girlfriend she was meant to be from day one. Women seek emotional fulfillment. Be her source of emotional satisfaction, and she's yours forever. Fail, and she'll find it elsewhere. Another man, a fling, a fantasy. Mark didn't rush this. A true shogun knows this isn't a one-night trick. The Black Rose sequence is heavy artillery, not a toy. Misuse it, and you'll break her spirit and haunt yourself with the fallout. With the knowledge of the 4 stages of love, Mark transformed Sarah from a casual date to a woman who can't imagine life without him. That's emotional enslavement, her happiness bound to him through an unbreakable bond. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground, and so let's recap. The 4 stages of love in a relationship are intrigue, rapport, attraction, enslavement. In Shogun Method, we call this the IRAE Model, the code to any woman's heart. I describe the entire model in a free book you should download at IRAEModel.com. But for now, here's what to know. Follow these 4 stages and she's yours. Mind, body, and soul. Break them, and you're another Mark before he found Shogun Method, bleeding out on love's battlefield. You've got the roadmap now in your hands. Intrigue pings to grab her, rapport to connect, implanted commands to ignite her attraction, and the black rose sequence to lock her into emotional enslavement. But here's the kicker. A map is useless without the necessary tools to navigate your way. What Mark learned, what turned him from a loser to a king, isn't in books or blogs. It's locked in the Shogun Method community at shogunmethod.net, a brotherhood for virtuous men who'll never settle for scraps. In the community, you'll find the full intrigue pings, the implanted commands that melt her defenses, the black rose sequence that chains her soul to yours. In this video, you've seen the surface, but the real arsenal awaits you. If you're ready to stop taking your chances with love and start winning for sure, join the Shogun Method online masterclass at fractionation.org. Secure your spot and unlock the forbidden know-how that'll chain her heart to yours forever. This isn't for everyone, only men who dare to master the game. Hesitate, and she'll slip to someone who didn't. It's your turn. Be a Shogun now. Fractionation.org.